Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
More than 100 wounded warriors were given a hero's reception and a Vegas vacation thanks to MGM Resorts International. Good morning and thank you so much for joining us on 7 at 7. I'm Cynthia Puga. Starting off with your top stories, sponsored by Nevada Hand's Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. This Veterans Day, we honor those who served, including the last surviving crew member of the USS Nevada. 7 at 7 anchor Lena Bleetz introduces us to this veteran and his beloved battleship.
At 101 years old, Brooklyn-born Dick Ramsey fights to keep the memory of the USS Nevada alive.
It was the toughest and the most decorated battleship in the United States Navy.
In 1943, he joined the Navy and ended up in France.
This is the Nevada firing some of the open rounds to start D-Day.
For 80 hours, Ramsey sent up ammunition.
My division. That's the 9th Division.
But that wasn't the end of his time with the ship, which also survived its missions in Japan.
It survived Pearl Harbor. It was never sunk at Pearl Harbor. It survived Normandy. It survived southern France. It survived Okinawa. It survived the Iwo Jima.
Now the USS Nevada rests 65 nautical miles from Pearl Harbor, where it was sunk with a torpedo. Two of Ramsey's late friends rest with the ship, and when he dies, he wants a portion of his remains to join them.
And in honor of Veterans Day, MGM held a hero's reception to honor dozens of wounded service members in Las Vegas style. As the guests walked towards the wall of gratitude at Mandalay Bay, MGM employees surrounded them with applause and cheers. The military members and their families were flown to Las Vegas for a 5-night stay, which included entertainment, dining, and sightseeing. And this weekend, Nevada Senator Jackie Rosen thanked her supporters during a victory speech after she was reelected as senator for another 6 years. Rosen outlined her priorities for her next term, from increasing affordable housing to combating anti-Semitism and protecting reproductive rights. The Associated Press called her win on Friday night against Republican challenger Sam Brown with over 250,000 votes. Moving on to your weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. A mix of clouds and sunshine with gusty afternoon winds are in your forecast for today. Expecting a warm Veterans Day with a high around 74 degrees. Temperatures will begin to decrease tomorrow, Tuesday, into the high 60s, and looks like it'll stay that way until Friday and then dip into the lower 60s by Saturday and into Sunday. Mostly sunny skies for the rest of the week with overnight lows in the 40s. In your business, brought to you by G-Bank, your best banking experience ever. Las Vegas's construction industry is having a solid year of growth and could continue the trend despite headwinds. LVRJ real estate reporter Patrick Blennerhassett explains.
Federal Reserve cut interest rates again by 25 basis points, adding to the 50 of short while back. And we have a new U.S. President, Donald Trump, who's very notably pro-business and champions deregulation. So while the overall construction industry in Las Vegas right now could be described as flat or even tepid, the markets and the business community at large are looking at this as potentially a positive moving forward in terms of getting more projects off the ground.
Now for your sports update, brought to you by PT's Taverns. Where there's 65 locations, there's a PT's near you. Visit ptstaverns.com. The Running Rebels dropping their first game of the season to the Memphis Tigers by a score of 80-74. Now, this was a game that got away from UNLV in the second half, but it has an identifiable fix for head coach Kevin Kruger.
We've just got to work on doing a better job of kind of making people miss and you know, as we go forward. Guys are going to make plays here and there, but we've got to make them earn each basket. In the second half, we just kind of gave away too many free ones.
In your health news, brought to you by Sen Rosen Senior Primary Care. Discover primary care focused on you. During the holidays, food often takes center stage at gatherings of friends and family. And though it may be challenging, doctors say you can still make healthy choices during the holidays. Health experts say overindulging during the holidays can be a tipping point for some and say it's best to eat in moderation. They suggest adding fresh veggies and fruits when possible to sides and dishes. But what about pumpkin pie? They say you can have a small serving and don't add the whipped cream topping or additional toppings. They say it's all about portion size and control.
Sports betting brought to you by the Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. Rounding out the NFL Week 10 slate, the 2-6 Dolphins will take on the 4-4 Rams, who are 2.5-point home favorites at SoFi Stadium. The Dolphins are plus 125 on the money line and could be without star wide receiver Tyreek Hill, who's listed as a game-time decision with a wrist injury. The total is 48 on Monday Night Football at Station Casino's STN app. Miami has lost their last 3 in a row, while Los Angeles has won 3 straight. Vegas Nation brought to you by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the app today. Monday begins Week 11 for the Raiders fresh off the bye week, and the Silver and Black are gearing up to take on the Dolphins in Miami. Several key players were injured in the team's loss to Cincinnati, and the bye week may bring a few back. Key injuries included Nate Hobbs and Colton Miller. Head coach Antonio Pierce also said last week that he's optimistic that Michael Mayer, the team's second-year tight end, could return soon. He's missed 6 games for personal reasons.
Moving on to lifestyle news, brought to you by LV Craft Shows, has been bringing you the finest crafting gift show since 1999. Visit lvcraftshows.com for upcoming events. With Christmas around the corner, a Northwest Valley orchard is hosting a Christmas tree sale at the end of the month. Gilcrease Orchard, located at 7800 North Tenaya Way, is selling Christmas trees on November 29th and 30th from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. The orchard said in an Instagram post that it's charging $12 per foot for trees up to 10 feet and $15 per foot for trees taller than 10 feet. The orchard says pancakes, bacon, and scrambled eggs with syrup will also be served to guests buying trees. Do you think putting up your tree in November is too early? If so, leave us a comment on our YouTube page with your thoughts. In your entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Trolleys, has live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to arizonatrolleys.com to see who's playing. If you can't get a ticket to the Las Vegas Grand Prix, no worries, because there are still plenty of events to enjoy without one. Performance cars will be on display throughout the Fontainebleau as part of the Aston Martin British Bloodline experience, open through November 24th. And at New York, there will be a free interactive fan zone open November 19th through the 23rd. There's also going to be some pop-up shops selling exclusive F1 merchandise, clothing, and more at the Venetian and Bellagio. For that full list, you can visit lvrj.com. And as we leave you, here's a look at the annual Veterans Day ceremony held at the Veterans Memorial Wall, Henderson, over the weekend. There were several speakers honoring our U.S. vets. And in Boulder City, they placed 14,000 American flags down at graves at the Southern Nevada Veterans Memorial. Well, thank you so much for watching 7 at 7. You can watch us Monday through Friday on streaming platforms like Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV, and YouTube. Join us weekly at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. to get the latest Las Vegas news updates.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.